Generals, gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Company of Heroes 2. We are returning with our third game of this ESL 1v1 Cup matchup between RtN Con on our now left side of town with our Soviets.
We will be playing off against, of course, SturmTigerGiap. He will be down the bottom. There's our German player down here on Kolodny Firma Summer.
Yep, SturmTigerGiap is more confident on the Germans. He is, I think, like ranked number 6 or so on the German ladderboards. RtN Con, if I'm not mistaken, is actually opposite. He's more confident on his Soviets. So hopefully we should see a pretty... Whoa! Hang on a minute, we have 4 Con...
What? Hang on, what?
4 engineers. This is Con, right?
This is Con.
Wow, maybe he's going scout car
Scout
play.
car, must be scout car play. It's got to be just scout car play.
4 NGs is really weird because you just can't trade with anything. Engineers aren't very good against even Pyos, and especially Grens. The Flamers are nice, but he won't really get enough munitions. He will have a lot of wire if he wants to spam wire. But in order to go 4 engineers, yeah, this is strange. I haven't seen this before. The only way I can think of it making sense is with like scout car play. You just have so much repairs that you just won't lose the scout cars. Yeah. Because they're going for conscripts, so he's not going for a scout car play. Now, yeah, this is very strange. Combat engineers, they're not terrible. I mean, they're basically 2/3 of the conscript squad.
Yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. That's going to be, if he moves them together, that's going to be 8 conscripts. So if he finds a 2v1 against Grens, technically he should win. But yeah, it's a very, very surprising playstyle. I don't really understand going for a conscript squad. I mean, you would assume this really, really scout car heavy play to come out of this.
I mean, I thought it was actually SturmTigerGiap that had the 4 Pyos.
Oh, yeah.
Because Pyos... look at that.
Oh, wow. Oh, God.
Yeah, loses a model already. Firing for the hedge. That's weird they can do that. But anyway, the Pioneers, they're okay. Like, they'll kill engineers up close. They'll trade pretty well with... They'll trade pretty well with conscripts up close. Yeah, I just don't really think it's going to pay off because combat engineers, they don't have grenades, they don't have URA. They have flamers, but you have to really secure the munitions. It does have pretty good capping, actually, at the top.
Yeah, did they build faster? Do you know if they build faster?
Yeah, they must build faster.
I think they must, yeah. It might be. That squad is actually in heavy cover, so hopefully we'll see SturmTigerGiap actually focus that one. Wouldn't surprise me if he did. Yeah, we do have the retreat coming off straight away, and yeah, the commentaries, they've got a duel here effectively. You haven't even dropped a model yet.
Yeah, they are behind heavy cover. The conscripts now are moving in. Those are the real combat troops, but an MG42 and a Pioneer squad will be there to reinforce the line. The Grenadiers are dropping quite fast to the conscripts up at that close, but the MG will start to suppress and fire away. Conscripts do retreat. Engineer will follow not long after. Getting a cutoff though, so I think he's just going by sheer mobility and just force of capping. He's got the entire north, and there goes the cutoff for SturmTigerGiap.
So no income anymore. I mean, we're going to have to see a rotation back here from SturmTigerGiap. And oftentimes, I mean, you get the wire down, and then you have a con squad sitting here waiting for the decap. Not having a squad there is bad. So.
I prefer wiring off that heavy cover, like between the fence and the heavy cover. So even if they do get a cutoff, they can't exactly hold it because they're not behind heavy cover. Another engineer squad, conscript squad, but with a flamer on one of the engineers. That's going to give him some pretty good ways of trading with his grenadiers once the flames start getting within range. Needs to get some medics as well because some of those squads are quite low. Those grenadiers going to have to back away, getting 2 models dropped to the conscripts.
You're going to have to fall quite quickly there, and we see another retreat because of course the grenadiers, they actually took a fair bit of damage during the engagements with those combat engineers. The grenadiers took a fair bit of damage, so cut off taken again. Just so much capping coming out here from Con. It's crazy. I've never seen this. 4 combat engineers into 3 conscripts. It's an insane play style.
I've been having some pretty good success lately with like a 7 conscript strat where you just spam out conscripts and you have a lot of map control. But like half of the strength of that is just Molotovs. You just spam Molotovs. But yeah, engineers, they just won't be able to trade very well. It will give him like good capping power, but I think that's pretty much going to be it until like he starts getting more flamers, which he can afford a second flamer soon. But the other problem with engineers, with no URA, they're not as strong against MGs because they can't get the flanks as easily.
That's definitely correct there. Flamer Pioneers as well, they'll be moving in here. It's a nice wire coming out from Con. Will deny the heavy cover to SturmTigerGiap.
Moving in the
Quite fantastic. But they're actually out of flamer range, the Pioneers.
Grenadiers are in neg cover, and the Pioneers a little bit late moving in. He would have 1v2 that, but the Flamers, they ignore the cover again. So the Flamers just nullify that heavy cover, getting a lot of model kills and will force the retreat.
More combat engineers, though, coming up onto this side, and they're going to be firing away onto those Pioneers, and they will find the heavy cover behind this tank, so that's going to be nice. Looking down the bottom here, the MG is, of course, suppressing the bottom conscript squad.
Flamer in the garrison is going to be very nice, forcing those units away because they can't get within cover behind the Sherman because of the barbed wire, of course. Grenadier in the church, though, but I think the momentum has been lost now for Con because he no longer has enough of the territory, and he no longer can see. He can't seem to trade very well because of those combat engineers. At least they don't cost a lot to reinforce because combat engineers, they're just being reduced in price like every patch. They only cost 170, so I think that they're actually on par with reinforced cost of conscripts, but they used to cost 30, so you had to sort of merge the engineers. But now it's just not really worth it. Yeah, I think more MGs would be a good choice for SturmTigerGiap because the Flamers are strong against Grens, and with conscripts you can merge the engineers, but MGs would be strong because, again, you can't flank them very well.
Driver model, though, I have to say, Con's unit movement is fantastic. He's always having the 2v1s. He's always got the combat engineer squad supported by conscripts, so you drop a couple of models with the engineers, and then the conscripts move in and win the engagement. So he's kind of using them like you would a scout car to win engagements. Just
do we have medics
successful?
for SturmTigerGiap?
Both, yes, both of our players do, of course, have those medics available now.
Because I think that's one of the things that's really accomplished is there isn't many upgrades, there's no mines, and there hasn't been a lot of fuel for SturmTigerGiap. The relentless aggressive play really has pushed back SturmTigerGiap. So there's interesting unorthodox playstyle engineer spamming. It actually seems to be working okay.
It does.
And the thing to bear in mind is that it just will transition so well into the vehicle play because he's going to have 4 engineer squads repairing.
It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Let's see what he's actually gone for. This is different.
NKVD.
NKVD.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I'm not really sure why he's running that, but of course, shock motor, heavy tactics as well. You know, shock ISU can be nice, and land lease are going to be the doctrine lock-ins here.
Well, that's interesting because both of those doctrines, the land lease and the shock heavy mortar, not shock heavy motor or whatever, they have constant repair. Yeah, exactly. So he's already going to have so many repairs, which then makes it less important having the engineers. And that was a mine.
Yeah, it was off to the side here. I was trying to scroll over to where
we lost that in the flamer.
It went down, yeah.
The mortar blew up the mine, killing the engineer, and there is a flamer on the ground. Hopefully that gets picked up by RtN Con because grenadiers with flamers are ridiculous.
Oh, they're so strong.
Because they win
They
win at long range because of their car rifles, and then constantly up close they die to the flamers. It's just a lose-lose all the time. MG packing up though because of the engineer on the flank. So now it's constant with the flame. That can be pretty deadly as well.
Yeah, that could be nice. It's definitely a good pickup and obviously calculated. And this mortar falling very, very hard here from SturmTigerGiap, but it already has 4 kills and only just hit the field. It's pretty much fired 3 shots and got 4 kills.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Not a bad ratio indeed. If only my mortars were that effective.
Definitely right. I mean, of course, we do try and use Soviet mortars, and that's obviously a big mistake. SturmTigerGiap definitely pushing back, and I think the mortar is going to be a good choice because it's going to start to get veterancy, and it's going to be fairly safe as well. It's hard for Con to try and muscle his way through using just combat engineers. Just using combat engineers is going to be hard to just muscle his way through. He's really going to be looking for the side caps, for the flanks more than anything else, as opposed to just trying to brute force through grenadiers.
Well, it's 3-3 now, so there's just as many conscripts as there are engineers. But another little factor to bear in mind is that because the conscripts were a little bit late, it means that the grenadiers are going to be ahead in veterancy. Engineers, they don't scale as well with vet as what conscripts and grenadiers do. So that could be a bit of a factor. Once all those Grens hit vet 2, they will get a pretty good damage spike with that accuracy bonus that they get. And I think it's rate of fire, I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, other than that, we do have a light mortar coming out of, and that's also the land lease fuel drop coming in the base of Con. So he's going for his land lease. maybe going to go for that scout car with the guards, and that would be nice because he's going to have 6 squads of repairing.
Yeah, that's going to be huge.
So he can do the Cataclaw, where you just play like relentlessly aggressive with the scout cars, and you just sort of force units off the map. You get fausted, but who cares? You just keep repairing, and especially because half-tracks can take a lot more fausts than what scout cars can, that you can really keep them alive a lot longer than you would. It's pretty expensive though. It does cost like 540 munitions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
For the hover over it. 540. Yes,
540.
I win. And 30 fuel.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was thinking like 500 or something like that.
I wasn't sure if it was 560. It's a lot, but it is very powerful. The guard squad with PPSHs are insane.
Yeah.
They're not quite as good as shocks because they don't have armor, so they're a little bit less fragile, but they do have better grenades.
You should have. The first time I actually decided to go for the M5, I was like, why are my PTRS rifles firing? And then it took me about 5 minutes to actually hover over the icon and work out. Oh, hang on.
I think they've changed it. It's SVT.
Oh, yeah.
It used to say PTRS.
Yeah, PTRS rifles, and I was really confused as to why it was going on. Yeah, you told me about
the first time I bought it was because my opponent had a bunker. So I was like, oh yeah, scout car with guards and PTRS. Hell yeah, that'll counter his bunker. And then I was just like, why aren't my PTRS firing? Well, my guards have bugged out. They're not swapping to that PTRS. Evac them and found that they have SVTs instead, which gives them even more anti-infantry firepower, which the shocks don't have. They don't have those rifles, but they have more SMG. So they're a bit different shocks because they have a bit more medium firepower with the SVTs, but less short range. So they're interesting unit. T-34 has been built.
Fantastic.
Interesting because it costs a considerable amount of fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, tier 3 into Shermans is a surprising playstyle.
Yeah.
I mean, they really serve some very, very similar points. Shermans are pretty much just better versions of T-34s, in my opinion. Essentially, that's what they are, with a lot more. They have even more mobility as well, and there's of course cons mine, so you should be fine driving over that one.
Yeah, the problem is with the Shermans though is 9 command points. It's gonna be a while. Yeah. There hasn't been a lot of aggressive play, not so much like engagements, it's more been about capping, so the VPs aren't as high. Shreks are on the field though, and it will force the T-34 away behind the heavy cover, so they won't take a lot of damage from that Sherman, but P-34 rather, but the Flamers will do pretty good damage and force them away. The Grids are moving in for the falls, but he won't find it, will back away Sherman. Oh, I keep saying Sherman. The P-Shreks won't be able to chase it down through the hedge, but again, there's so many repairs. The T-34 shouldn't be out of action for a long time. Rifle nade actually missed completely.
Yeah, just go a little bit off to the side there. Mortar did just hit Veterancy 1 there, having the 6 kills. That is looks like a Telemine.
Hover over it.
Yes.
Telemine. Oh,
yes.
The mortar almost cleared that one. Gotta be careful.
Be careful.
So that Telemine could claim the T-34. It's probably the best spot to mine, but it's actually kind of ironic because the worst spot to mine, because it's so predictable.
You just don't drive
over there.
Yeah, that's
you go like above.
Yeah, like through the
or even just below the church, like here over the fence.
Yeah.
So it's a good spot to mine, but it's predictable as all hell.
Yeah, I tend to drive either here or next to the church.
Yeah.
So you just never drive on a road. Counter to popular belief, you would think your tank goes better on the road, which it does, but there's also going to be mines there.
My favourite mine spot is...
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you about
here.
Yeah.
This is the best, and even here as well is nice. This is pretty predictable as well. I never drive there. We just force fire there with the T-34.
Yeah.
So you do have to sort of bear in mind. I do like to see this though. T-30 telemines are something that I wish more Germans would build.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
We do have one, and it's very, very important, especially against the Sherman play, because we know Shermans are coming, or rather, by we, I mean, of course, SturmTigerGiap, because the airplane was revealed when it flies overhead.
Yeah.
So the Shermans are coming, and Giap, he knows what's up. So let's see how he prepares for that. I think the best way is a telemine spamming, because Shermans are all about aggressive play.
Yeah, they definitely are about the high mobility, moving around the map a lot, and you can't. It definitely limits it. If you have to have your combat engineer squads running around with the minesweepers, all of a sudden your tanks are as slow as your weakest member, which is your combat engineer squads.
Well, fortunately, there's 3 of them. One of them have a flamer though.
Which is nice.
But the P-Shrek is going to be good. That's really going to delay the T-34. It has been repaired now, but the T-34 was good because it would have given SturmTigerGiap a lot of early control, but actually didn't really because he took 2 volleys of the Shreks. He should have probably just backed away, but T-34 may wipe the Shreks if they get caught. Vet 3 as well, so they're actually looking pretty strong. There are Grens there, and we have our commander locked in, and that's a very interesting, the Jaeger armor. Elephant on Kolodny against Shermans, probably not the best choice. I think Tigers would have been stronger. Elephant can be nice, but there's a lot of shot blockers here, and the good thing about Kolodny is the shot blockers are actually shot blockers, because you play the map like a Minsk, and the shot blockers are like, nah, just kidding, the Elephant can fire through everything. They can fire through the garrisons on this, but like you can't fire through the cliffs, like near the north side of Kolodny.
Oh yeah, like up there.
I think the hedges you can, but you won't get vision through them. So Elephant isn't that effective. Stug has been built. Interesting choice considering that there is a lot of fuel, but perhaps he's looking to go Stug.
I think he's going for Stug into Elephant, or I think he's just delaying the T-34s and the Shermans until the Elephant hits the field. I mean, Elephants, they do a lot of damage, for sure, to the Shermans, but can suffer just hugely from getting flanked.
Oh, he's going to get flanked by the T-34?
Penetration's going to be very, very nice. Yeah, I was going to look down the bottom there. Stug does not want to be that close against the T-34. T-34 really wants to drive in a little bit closer, but obviously scared of getting Fausted or similar things like that. It's going to be moving in for a bit of protection as well as that Maxim, but it will get suppressed by the MG42.
Yeah, at the front, the Stug trades very well.
Yeah.
It fires faster, has better penetration, and it doesn't actually get a lot of its shots deflected when the T-34 fires on it. So in the front, the Stug is just better, but the T-34 can flank it kind of easily because it's pretty much one of the slower tanks in the game, and the T-34, if it gets a rear armor, even if it gets close up, the penetration disparity, because this Stug has better long-range penetration than the T-34 does, there's another reason why Stugs are better. But you gotta be careful with the Stugs, because all it takes is one flank, and then boom, the T-34 will kill it. Also, the AT grenades penetrate really well against Stugs, where against the P4s, AT grenades, they aren't fantastic. It's about a 50% chance on the front armor. T-34 killed his own conscripts. What was he doing?
I'm not sure.
Maybe attack grounding a mine, but like...
I was a little bit surprised. I'm just like, T-34 wiped 3 Grens. Hang on, that's not a Gren. Yeah, he's attack grounding there.
For the mines.
I'm not really sure. Yeah, I guess for mines. Maybe he saw one or something. I'm not sure what the go is there, but we're going to have some S-mines.
Blake's favourite unit thing.
Least favourite thing in the entire game, but not to be disparaging, they do give you some very, very nice map control.
It's good for denying capping.
Good denying capping, yeah. I want to go this side and cap this point. No, you can't. There's S-mines there, and definitely delays your capping potential.
What surprises me is that Con has 6 squads of repairing units. He's not actually repairing his T-34.
Yeah.
Double T-34 as well. So that's actually really surprising because he's almost on Sherman, but went for T-34s instead. Because Sherman's
very surprising. Shermans are just... I don't see a reason you go T-34 over Sherman, to be honest. Yeah.
Especially against the Stugs, because that engagement, it's all about getting the flanks, and the Shermans are faster than the Stug. So, I mean, T-34s are cheaper, but, like, Shermans are better. So, like,
yeah, Shermans are just generally better. I mean, they're faster. They have even more anti-infantry damage because, especially with the 50 cal upgrades, when they actually go down, Shermans are just absolutely ridiculous. They're crazy, crazy units that are a lot of fun. That con squad's got to be careful.
Yeah. They're good at chasing because the T-34 MGs, like, one of them's on the front, so that will only fire if it's on the front, where it's a top-mounted MG, and they're really good because they will kill units on retreat pretty well. That's still on the top of EPs. That T-34 has to be careful. Pioneers are vet too, and he's going to run for the S-mines. Rear armor, that's not ideal at all, but even then, won't make a huge difference. The Stugs will pretty much always penetrate. That's another munitions into fuel drop. Getting a little bit caught there in the middle. Mortar can do some pretty good damage.
Oh, you should be that blobbing against a mortar, and that squad is incredibly low. May get wiped here. Don't lose another repairing Engineer squad. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, no!
Oh, look, that was 4 members.
Ouch.
4 members go down for Con. That mortar is bowling hard for SturmTigerGiap.
Excellent work. I think there's engagement at the bottom there with the tanks, T-34 and the Stugs. You need to get the flanks, and Con isn't flanking the Stugs. It's kind of hard to, of course, because of Kolodny, but he shouldn't be, like, trying to trade against the front. Not without the help of a Zis. Zis are pretty good against Stugs, though, because they penetrate a lot, and Stugs can't really do much against Zis, unlike P4s, which can flank them and decrew them. It is a good map for Stugs. Definitely the shot blockers and the household choke point it is. It makes Stugs harder to play, harder to deal with. But I think the problem is if we have like a 2v1, if the T-34s is double up on the Stugs, it will do quite well. Stug moving in, and that T-34 is wounded, so it will get taken out.
Oh, it doesn't penetrate. That's rare for a Stug.
Yeah, well done. Good work, T-34.
Good work, T-34. Balling hard with the armor in that case.
Ah, there we go.
There's the flank that we were looking for, but runs straight into P-Grens with P-Rex.
And the Stug firing misses its mark, though. Didn't get the Faust, though. That was a good attempt by Con. That's what he needed to do, was get the 2v1. because he went for the engage and it wasn't going to work, but it forced the Stug to rotate its turret and fire on that southern T-34, which then allowed the other one to go up, but the Shreks warded it off. So actually very nice play there by SturmTigerGiap, protecting his Stugs with not only the Grens for the Faust, but also those Shreks.
I was going to say, this Stug is absolutely everywhere. Man, SturmTigerGiap's micro is good, but no, there are in fact two Stugs. I have realised now. So there's one up the bottom, one down the top. I realise this now. Rifle Knight does go in. We'll force off the Maxim for the retreat there, and that. Oh, please, Mortar, please. That's the. Is that the world's? How do you scroll in? The scroll's broken on this. But like, it's like the world's. That's the world's biggest blob right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I have played Americans in the alpha.
Oh.
Can't talk about NDA.
Yeah. We're going to bleep that out.
But anyway,
Alright, yeah.
Other than that, we do have a P4, which is interesting because I thought we would have seen an elephant. But I guess with two Stugs, there's less incentive to go elephant.
Yeah, definitely. Thus far.
Nope. That's not what we want to see. Mortar almost killed. No, what are you doing?
Vet 3 squad suicided. What was the daisies there?
That's called the bad rally point maneuver.
Yeah.
That's
can be the new thing.
Anyway, up the top, damage ended on a Stug. What happened there? Double click the Stug.
Top there, I will indeed.
And I got 18 added, I think.
Yes, I think so.
But the Shreks are there, so and the Grens, so they won't be able.
We saw the Faust and go down the T-34 as well. So it was nade for Faust in the end, from the looks of things.
Trading damage engine for damage engine. What about? Do we have a Sherman yet at all here for?
No, not yet. I don't think for Con. I think Con for fuel is 135. Yeah, 135. So he's close, and I definitely wouldn't recommend a third T-34 if I had a choice. I mean, get a little more.
You know what would have been fantastic is an ISU, and we did have the ISU available here for Con, and it's strange because if you're going to go double T-34, let alone single T-34, well, other way around, single T-34, let alone double T-34, why would you not go for the ISU?
Yeah, it hasn't really taken advantage of the Doctrine in the fact, aside from the fact he's gone for several of those allied supply drops, which is nice. Going for the attack round onto the mortar here. Probably can't buy through that hedge. Hedge is quite big there.
Maybe, but the P4, especially with the Stug, will definitely force that away. Yeah, because ISUs, it's nice to have support for them, for the ISU with the help of like T-34s. Say for example, if a Tiger, a P4 or a Panther tries to run in, get the rear armor and circle strafe the ISU, may lose the Indies, may get the false though.
Oh, Faust go down? No. I think it does, yes, Faust does land on the T-34, that's going to penetrate, yes it does. There is this in the middle though, that may be enough. There's actually a barrage going onto this Vet 2 MG, it needs to be retreated, know that it gets cancelled, Zis has to reface down the bottom. That's
a good move though, because of these Stugs, the P4s won't be able to chase through the Zis. Other than that though, yeah, as I was saying, like the T-34 can block off the units. You put it near it, and then you just sort of like run into it, and then they can't get around the T-34. You can ram, but ramming is kind of bad now. Isn't really worth it since you lose the main gun, and T-34s are actually good now. We'll avoid the Faust.
Squad runs away from the Faust. Goes for the clearing the S mines. Surprising that the T-34 didn't decide to go for the engage. Their Stug was very low.
Yeah, I think that was one shot away from actually killing.
Yeah, I think so.
Loses that con squad to the rifle nade as well. Sherman is available, and if he does get the two T-34, no, he's building.
Oh, third T-34. Did he just want the conscript repair and the allied supply job? I mean, he just wanted to be a fuel or something. I don't understand.
He had conscript repair on the ISU commander as well.
Yeah.
And then he also would have had the vehicle signatures where you can like find all
armored vehicle detection.
Yeah, whatever it is, where you can find all enemy tanks on the minimap if they're like within a certain range of conscripts. Which is good for finding flanks because you can like work out where they are and then find a 2v1 or a 3v1 and take the unit out. Yeah, I guess he's going it for the sake of the munitions into fuel, but like, why not go Shermans? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't really get it either. I mean, Shermans are pretty fantastic, and they're really, really fast, so they're going to chase down the Stugs much more effectively than T-34s are.
I don't know.
I'm not really sure. We'll have to see if it does pay off here for Con. He's moving in. He's got a couple of these Zisses as well in the middle. Zis and Maxim, actually. So the Zisses is going to be nice at protecting the flanks. It's nice to have an AT gun in the back lines just to defend your tank, so you have a bit of a back-off point, so to say. And looks like SturmTigerGiap, he's just going to go for an elephant. I mean, why wouldn't you? That seems like a good move. Already has everything he needs. P4, Stug, go for an elephant.
He has enough tanks that the elephant will be unkillable if this is well supported.
Absolutely.
And look, I think the time is now. The pressure is on for Con. If he does find a nice engage, even at the bottom, if he goes into the 3v2, 3 T-34s against a P4 and a Stug,
yeah,
he will kill them. Absolutely, he will destroy them.
For sure.
And then he will just have too much tanks to deal with, even if the elephant hits the field. But if he sort of keeps sitting around, once the elephant hits the field and once there's more and more vet, especially as one of the Stugs is already vet 1 and we'll get that stun target, which is very strong. At the top, there is a 1v1, which with the Stug and the T-34, and we'll get forced away. Also, the bombing run is available, well, the bomb strike really for SturmTigerGiap, which can be nice for displacing the T-34s. Like you sort of put it behind their retreat path, so they have to engage or they'll get destroyed. Recon run as well, it's good for the elephant and the spotting scopes. It's a pretty good kit if you are going for that. But there's also the telemines on the road. He may get hit by the telemines. P4 is facing up against the T-34s and will force them away. Shreks for the flank, nice work. Stug though is moving in as well. The T-34 up the top hasn't joined the fight yet. Vet 2 on the T-34 will give it a pretty big edge. Extra damage, extra accuracy, pretty much all the good stuff that you want to have, but needs to get repaired and needs to find the engagement soon before the elephant hits the field.
Looking at VPs, we actually have SturmTigerGiap a little bit in front, 304 versus the 209 of Con, so that's something else to remember. VPs are going to start to play into this one.
Indeed.
P4 and Stug still just chilling down the bottom. I mean,
wow.
SturmTigerGiap, he can do this. He's not really having any issues here.
Look at the P4, it's like 0 vet, it hasn't done anything.
Yeah, it has literally, I don't think it has any kills or anything yet. It literally has done nothing thus far.
That's a shame.
I mean, I'm sure it's trying hard, but just hasn't found anything yet.
I'm sure the crew members are all nice people in their own way.
We don't want to call any allusions to the fact that they might not be. Cons, you don't want to be. Grants, you don't want to be that grouped up. We'll find the decap, however. So
also,
nice.
Didn't hit the mine. The mine was kind of close. Yep,
oh, it gets cleared there. Fantastic.
Probably entirely accidental. The mortar was firing on the T-34. That T-34 needs to get repaired, especially because it's vet 2. You really want to hold on to those units, especially against the P4. You know, it's a losing battle to begin with. Like the P4 is better than the T-34s, and the Stugs, it's kind of a matter of you will win if you flank it regardless. Yeah. But you really should just be careful of that. Repairing it now with his cons is great. Has actually got the 2 VPs, so the VPs have been pretty even. It is a little bit ahead for SturmTigerGiap, not by a huge margin. Maxim will lock down that middle VP, and that one mortar may get some wipes with the precision strike. Yeah,
gotta be careful though, it doesn't get caught out by the precision barrage. But the mortar's firing right here on the Zis. It might find another shot, just misses there. Good movement coming out from Con. T-34's eye in the middle, and there's a bit of a push going on here. The Stug is ready to go. It's facing up, and there's a bit of a flank going on down the bottom here as well. Both the P4 and the Stug, they're looking for something. They're looking for Con to overextend with his T-34s.
T-34s are sniping away at the MG and the Grenadiers. Needs to repair his tanks, though. P4 isn't on a really good angle. The Stug is moving in to find some damage. MG is decrewed, and that mortar from Con may get taken out by... Yes, it gets wiped by the P4 with the help of the Vet 3 mortar. T-34s are starting to engage now. Damage Engine with a Faust may lose that Grenadier squad through the middle. Conscript squad... Oh, the T-34 gets it. Losing a lot of infantry units. This is pretty good so far. The Conscript squad's barely survived that one. But it's just a really good defense by Con. SturmTigerGiap, he's going to be close, and he can actually afford the elephant. Stop rotating the camera so much. Con's trying to find the AT grenades, but it won't exactly be able to. Flame is excellent against the P-Guns running through the Flamer. Will lose the squad.
Oh no!
The mortar claims it. Drops no Shreks though, which is very good news for SturmTigerGiap. You don't want to give those Shreks away, because then the conscripts with their infantry-based AT, a luxury for the Soviets, can do some good damage. Sticking around for a little bit too long, it's not worth it. The VPs are so even that throwing away so many squads isn't really worth it.
I mean, I know that SturmTigerGiap wanted the pop cap, but that's not really the way to do it. It seems a bit hard.
He's still 15 under, so going for the 18-8, he may even find it if he gets the rear armor. He's also forcing the elephant, but he did fire on the T-34. That's the rear armor. Then it will penetrate the elephant, and he's caught out of position.
Go, go, go!
One of the T-34s does get sniped, though. A lot of units are moving, and Stug is very wounded as well. Because of the Zis, the T-34s may take them all out. The P4 and the Stug, they have reinforced. Elephant facing the wrong way, and they will try and retreat. Get those heals. T-34s have a pretty good opportunity, but there's just so many tanks defending that elephant.
Yeah, it's still a little bit too dangerous for them to actually move in. So looking for the infantry here, and that's a
Yay!
Sherman!
Woo!
Huzzah!
That's what we want to see. Telemine, is it still there? It is still there.
Yeah.
In the middle, on the middle road, the Telemine.
Oh, the middle one there.
Yeah.
That, right,
Oh, that's
yeah.
deadly.
So lucky the T-34s didn't go for that one.
I don't know if Zisses actually didn't. I don't think they do.
Detonate them if they run over them?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Maybe not.
Sherman is looking for an engage, but all three tank. That's not a good angle at all. Hopefully
No.
T-34s are nearby.
What are you doing,
Sherman!
Sherman?
1v3. It's a numbers game. Zis is firing. There goes the Sherman. The Zisso. Will it take out the Stug? It will do not. Both of those Stugs are so low. The T-34's reinforcements may sweeten the deal. Elephant still with the damage engine, but is being repaired. Oh, that's a huge blow now for Con. He no longer has enough tanks. Swap over to his camera. I think he only has two T-34s.
Well, yeah, he has two T-34s at the moment.
There's some good vet though, but 2 against 4 with one of them being an elephant. Gren squad getting low, may get wiped if the T-34 chases it. MGs are also pretty effective down the retreat, but not chasing it. Wow, he could have killed it. Definitely
Believes the shot. He believes.
Yeah, he would have killed it if he chased it.
Go off. Yeah.
That's a shame because
This actually got the
probably the one thing that Con has going for him is he has a lot more units. Yeah, he's on 90. Oh wait, no, there's 95 pop cap for SturmTigerGiap. Oh, maybe it was throwing away pop cap.
Yeah.
I was looking.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Why don't you correct me if I'm wrong? I was looking.
Oh,
at the
you
wrong...
weren't wrong. I'm just saying you. I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
I was looking at the pop cap of Con. He was
okay.
like 85 pop cap. So yeah, lose a lot of the squads for the pop cap, I guess. So long as you don't lose vetted squad, that's fine doing that. And if you don't need them later on, yeah, there's a pretty big pop cap difference. I really don't see how Con can come back once those tanks get repaired, which they aren't really getting repaired. There's only one Pyro squad, not really a lot. Pyros are also pretty low on pop cap, so you can get a fair bit of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, they're being repaired. Yeah, okay.
Just come back up. Yeah.
Vet 2 Stug is a lot harder to kill because with extra armor, T-34s don't penetrate very well, and that's a bit of a big deal because the Stugs, you know, they do a lot of damage. You need to kill them fast, and if you can't kill them fast, then you're going to be having a hard time. I think P4 was actually trying to destroy these. This a good move because of pop cap. You can't recrew them. Well, you can recrew them, but then you can't then you're above pop cap, and you can't reinforce them or anything.
Is he attack grounding?
I hope not.
Don't be that guy.
You need
Oh,
a
he's
Q
attack
click.
grounding. You need a Q click. Q click's from packaging.
Well, that's grid. It's like the attack button, the one on the top left. Yeah, you really shouldn't
attack
Q click that. Anyway, looking at the top, we have 2 T-34s destroying houses, but unfortunately not destroying our German armor, which is what they need to be destroying. Stug is moving up. Elephant can't fire through that wall, I don't think.
He's looking for it though, wants it.
Yeah, but this is just really good play by Giap. He held on to all of his tanks, and with the Elephant, he can just snipe at long range and really force those engagements. Is there a false? No false.
I think that he was running up for it, but he didn't actually go for it in the end. Did get a little bit of a reveal though, so the Stugs know where the T-34s are. The Elephant, I think, is refacing.
Oh no!
The T-34 turns around and just demolished in 3 shots. The Elephant, I think, was moving. So I think
the Elephant fired.
Sorry?
I think
it was.
Elephant
Okay,
fired.
yeah. I saw like 3 tank shells hit the T-34 at once, so...
Oh dear, now it's a 1v4, but even then there's just pretty good infantry. Pretty good vet as well for Con. But really, it's just there's just too much armor. And the Stugs now, with the MG, they do pretty good damage against infantry, especially as they get more and more vet. So I really don't see how Con can come back from this one. He doesn't have a lot of fuel, but he can use the munitions fuel cache transfer to get some more Shermans in. But maybe just Zis spamming would be better because there's 2 Stugs and an Elephant. Stugs and Elephants aren't really good against AT guns. Certainly with the P4 he has to be wary of. But I think it's a little bit too late to continue building up the tanks.
Yeah, I think it's a little too late. Mine actually did detonate onto this Stug up here. Nothing to really capitalize on it, though. There is only 1 T-34 alive, and it's chilling down the bottom at the moment. But yeah, as you were saying, SturmTigerGiap has really nice control over this game. This spam might work, maybe.
But then the Vet 3 Mortar,
the Vet 3 Mortar is just balling way too hard. I mean, like 26 kills now. And I'm going to remember that positioning forever and a day because that's a really nice spot to put the mortar. It has such good range. I mean, it's covering this entire area, in particular this VP here.
Well, bear in mind, when the mortar hits Vet 3, both as Germans and Soviets, they get 50% more range. Yeah. So they essentially get the range of a heavy mortar, but with way more accuracy because of that Vet 2. And just the fact that the light mortars already have more accuracy than a heavy mortar to begin with.
Yeah.
I don't know if it gets more damage at Vet 3. It might do, but even then, the Vet 3 mortars are just insane.
Yeah,
and the rate of fire they have is pretty nice anyway, especially the German mortars. So the Vet 3 mortars, they're deadly. They really are hard to deal with.
But they are indeed. And a couple of P4 and a Stug chilling down the bottom here. We'll be able to easily take care of that conscript squad.
You don't right-click on the points. He blobbed on the point.
Yeah.
You should never right-click. What you should do is if you hold down right-click, it refaces the squad, and then they go in a nice line. And when you're in that line, you shouldn't lose more than 2 models to like a P4 or a Stug shot. Whereas if you right-click on the point, they sort of blob up on it, and then you just die to a P4 shot, or even AT guns and mortars and stuff like that. So you really should split up. It is a bit of a problem that they sort of auto-clump, and they really shouldn't, but the best way to avoid that is by holding down right-click, as you would do to reface an MG, and then it just makes the squad sort of line up. Left to right, still gets the AT grenades. This is moving up as well, has the vision for the extra sight, may claim it if the Stug doesn't back away soon. I think 2 shots will kill it, but again, the Vet 2 may not let it penetrate every shot. No.
I think it needs to move closer, but the T-34 is moving up as well. That could be nice. And before the Stug 1v1s it, but that's one Zis shot.
The Zis blocked off the T-34, which was a bit of a shame there. P4, I think, is moving up, or maybe not still.
Yeah, it's going to take damage as well, but yeah, I think it's the P4. Yeah, P4 will probably find the rear armor of the T-34, but Zis is still firing onto the P4. We'll probably get another shot off. Will it? Yes, no, it does in the end. So it gets taken quite low, but it does give it that veterancy one. T-34 did a good job of forcing off both the P4 and the Stug there.
The Vet 2 T-34 will actually 1v1 the P4, let alone the AT gun for support. Getting some more Vet over as well, so that's a good trade. When that T-34 hits Vet 3, we'll get more rate of fire, and it will be really fast. So we'll be able to flank the Stugs and the Elephant effectively. So if you're going to hold on to the T-34, get it to Vet 3, it will be an excellent flanking machine.
But it will indeed. Full pop cup now. SturmTigerGiap, he just has everything he needs. He doesn't really have the VPs. We'll be pushing back at the top now. And having that MG up there is very, very nice because it can cover quite a large area.
Oh, that's a Zis being captured.
Yeah, isn't it? Where was that?
Oh, the Elephant. Yeah, so I think that was the one that the P4 didn't kill. Yeah, there's bombing run somewhere. Where are we going? With the mortar maybe, perhaps?
Yeah,
oh no, bombing strike! Oh, deadly.
Damn.
Doesn't get the mortar though, but gets the Maxim and the Garrison. Not exactly a huge deal. But decreeing the Maxim, I think it was vetted on the Maxim, which
I think there was.
Is good. Again, everything he can snipe, it is more and more crucial, because look at the munitions here for Giap. He has 300 munitions after blowing the bombing strike, so he really has a lot of munitions to play with. It's a pretty long cooldown though on the bombing strikes. You can't really spam it like you can with, say, like incendiary. Oh no, just kidding. It is a low cooldown. What?
Is that really the cooldown?
Yeah, look at it.
That can't be the cooldown.
It's like 20 seconds, 25.
Ah, that's ridiculous. That's insane.
I'm surprised I didn't use it earlier. Maybe it's like 16 VPs.
That shouldn't be on Cannon Barrage.
Yeah, it is on Cannon Barrage. Cannon Barrage is strong.
Yeah, it is. If there's a mortar nearby.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
What do we have going on at the top?
Stuff going on here, but the T-34 is actually flying away up to a Grenadier squad.
That's another one.
Helping.
That's their freshly rebuilt.
It's a fresh one, yeah.
Bombing strike. Probably for the cons, maybe the middle VP. Away the mortar. Oh
no! Yeah, wait for the cons.
Really should retreat because you can hear it. Yeah, it's a really loud,
massively obnoxious. We can hear it in our headphones as well. It's like,
yeah. And there's no smoke though.
Yeah.
But
it's the classic, like how you would imagine if you had to make a sound of like a strike coming in.
Yeah, it's pretty cliche, really. Unlike the railway strike. But the thing is as well with the bombing strike is your units actually have like a little queue. They're like incoming, and you can tell who it is because like each unit has their own distinct line, and so whoever says that is the person that's going to get bombed. So even if there's no smoke, you can generally work out where they're bombing you and, retreat the cons. Especially because, like, you can limit it down by, how many of my units are actually within sight range? And there's like 2 units. So it's generally pretty easy to predict. It's actually a bit of a blunder. That's another one. That's probably the mortar that will resist. Yeah, it'll miss though.
I think it will.
Yeah, nice. Good work.
They're just spamming us. SturmTigerGiap does not care in the slightest about these munitions. He wants to take back map control, but he actually lost the veterancy on his MG, which I think it had veterancy 2. So what's that increased turn rate is increased.
Oh, for an MG, yeah, it's horizontal traverse.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah,
so you don't get flanked as easily. You can rotate the gun. That's also the same with AT guns. Also, I believe it's suppression.
Yeah,
at Vet 2 for MG42s. There's a lot of things to know when it comes to veterans. So I try my best. I'm wrong half the time, but
you try hard.
I try.
I go to you when it comes to veterancy, so you're my go-to man.
T-34
engagement down the bottom.
Looking for a flank here. Zis is firing as well. Elephant is now refacing and will fire the T-34. Gets it quite low. That's the Vet 2 one. Needs to get the hell out of dodge because it will fall quite quickly. Can't get behind the hedge in time. Oh, it gets taken out.
Yeah.
The spotting scope's giving the Elephant just too much range. And now the Vet 2, almost the Vet 3 T-34 has been destroyed, and that well and truly could have been the saving grace for the extra speed and just how insanely strong it would have been. And now with that T-34 gone, what does Con have left? Not a lot.
Not a lot indeed. The only thing really keeping Con in this game is the fact that he has a massive infantry advantage and a Vet 3 Zis as well, which is pretty huge. Look at this chunk down that Stug.
Yeah, pretty excellent. They get good accuracy, rate of fire, and horizontal traverse. Stug and the captured Zis will trade effectively. That Stug is ripping through the T-34. It will get taken out. Oh, no.
No, T-34.
Oh, there goes the other T-34. All we have now for Con is infantry and packs and a mortar. Mortar won't be strong because of the Vet 3 counter barrage. This is maybe effective, and maybe a Panzerwerfer would be a good idea to deal with those Zisses. They have been nerfed pretty harshly, but they still are very good against the Zisses. But there isn't really much that Giap can go for because of the pop cap. Does he even have tier 4? He should build it. He's floating so hard, and he can't build anything because of pop cap. So he might as well
upgraded it.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah.
He's got infinite munitions, manpower and fuel. He's out of munitions though because of those bombing strikes.
Yeah.
They were okay.
It kind of paid off.
Yeah, it is always risky, and I'm actually surprised that Con lost as much as he did to it. He really should have been paying more attention.
No, we really have to, as you were saying before, combo them really well with other stuff, like putting it behind block off retreat paths and stuff like that, because I mean it's incredibly easy to dodge. I mean, I think I've been caught out when I've been microing on 3 fronts and didn't actually hear the sound because I wasn't wearing my headphones, but that's about it. Sherman has hit the field. We'll have to see how it goes.
I think it's too late for the vehicle player.
Yeah, I think we're well past that by now. Well, it has to be used incredibly defensively at this point, or just where the tanks aren't.
Or just really, I think just conscript and AT gun spam is the best thing to do. The Stug and the captured Zis will probably take it out. The Sherman... What? I guess decrewed. Go down. There's a conscript called Captain V strap. No, like
to
there.
That was the squad. Oh, okay. I was wondering what it was. I'm just like, I just saw 2 models and then they dropped. I'm like, hang on, what?
Like the Sherman MGs aren't that OP, are they? Surely.
They're like firing from here. It's like, no, not really.
Vet 3 on the MGs. A Vet 2 they get extra rate of accuracy. I think Vet 3 is rate of fire. So they are better in combat, but still not fantastic. One of their bonuses is like, they take less damage while repairing, whereas conscripts just get full damage. So they're still pretty strong, especially if you get them the flamers of the Vet, they do chunk well. The Zis decrewed is going to be nice, but again, there's still 4 tanks on the field against the single lonely Sherman, the last of his species. And even if we do see like all these tanks destroyed, there's just so much float that Giap can't spend.
It should not really matter.
He just rebuild it.
I'm surprised he hasn't. Given the VP situation, I mean, he is winning, I mean, obviously on the VPs, but he can just throw away tanks at this point. He does have veterancy, I guess he doesn't want to lose that. I mean, it's nice on the Stugs for sure. Could be playing a little bit more aggressively than he is, but definitely just wants to play it safe from this point.
Yeah, indeed. Zis is actually, I think, probably the sight. It must be
the sight thing, yeah.
But anyway, the VPs are getting low. Con is really on the back foot. He's only got 90 VPs, and again, I think the only way that Con can win this is just by abusing the fact that there's not a lot of infantry on the field. Most of the pop cap has gone in these tanks. And if he just plays it by, you know, con spamming the VPs, maybe getting like mortars and just smoking the points, so like the cons can cap pretty safely. But even then, you can just attack ground through it and do get some pretty good lead on them. The top VP has been captured back by Giap, and the mortar is just consistently damaging so well because of the veterancy.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, the mortar is just, again, coming in. It's been incredibly cost efficient for Giap. It's just been working very well, and he will just walk a Pioneer squad in to stop the cap from those conscripts. In that light cover, they're actually going to draw really well against the cons.
The mortar has hit like every shot. It hasn't missed once. isn't doing fantastic damage, but it's just hitting so consistently. Sherman still being repaired, bottom point being captured. See, this is what Con should be doing, is just going for the VPs.
Yeah.
The P4, though, is going to be pretty crucial because the P4 is the best anti-infantry tank that Con
Look,
has.
I don't know. I mean, there's 8 kills on the elephant. I mean, it's pretty
Well,
decent.
I think if you hover over 8, it'll say how many tanks and how many infantry.
Okay, yep.
One vehicle, so
yeah,
7 infantry.
Oh, 8 infantry. Success.
Another
Maxim
maximum
crew.
just now. Rifleman going in, won't get many of the... Oh, we lost a con squad somewhere. Hit spacebar?
Side.
Hit spacebar? Oh, okay, never mind, too late. Sometimes you can... Spacebar will go to the latest event, which can tell you which squad gets wiped.
Okay.
It is a little bit late, though. But Stug is up there, and the other Stug as well. So 2 Stugs... Oh, this is being decrewed. Yeah, we'll get decrewed. If the Stug's going close, the MGs will decrew that one. Flamer may wipe the MG. The Stugs actually aren't going to wipe out that Zis, which they could do really easily. The Vet 2 Zis should get merged and just keep it alive. I mean, the only thing that Con can win on is the Vet on his AT guns by killing the Stugs. He's backing it away.
That's entirely it. Really needs to keep them alive at all costs. I mean,
Oh.
again, this is firing, and those Stugs just refuse to die. SturmTigerGiap, his unit preservation,
Yeah,
especially
gotta say.
his tanks, is just fantastic. This
Always
game.
plays it cautiously, never gets caught out of position, or at least not enough that would result in a kill. Vet 1 on the mortar here for Con. That may allow him to wipe the Vet 3 mortar, which will give him such a big edge because that mortar is the reason why he can't win on just infantry and support weapons.
37 kills, and it's just, it's so powerful. I would definitely like to see a precision.
Yeah. I don't think it's
strike.
within range though. I think that's the
yeah,
problem.
it needs to be about, I think, probably there.
The
or
range
there.
isn't
Yeah, it's not
fantastic
great.
for the light mortars, whether it be the Soviet or the Germans. But of course, again, the Vet 3 giving.
We actually saw the Stug get taken out here. The Sherman went very, very deep into the front lines.
Well,
Oh, that was
the
the P4, I think. Yeah, the P4 actually got taken.
Now that's even more important because that's going to give Con more flexibility with his infantry play. That's actually another Sherman, but look at that double P4.
Double P4 says thank you for the bump cap.
Yeah, I think that's good because he needs the
Yeah.
anti-infantry fire, and the P4s will still deal pretty well with the Shermans. The Stugs, they're okay because of the Vet. One of them is Vet 3, and I think Vet 3 is rate of fire
Yeah.
on the Stugs, which
Man,
is
this
good.
is an intense game.
It
It's
is.
getting seriously long now because of how well SturmTigerGiap he's been playing. He's been playing it very, very safe. Has enough fuel for another elephant. Not that he need
Yeah.
it, but
I think what would have been better is if one of those Stugs was replaced by
Yeah.
a Brumbar. I think that would be a better choice because the Brumbar can just wipe out squads very quickly, again through smoke, behind hedges and things like that. But the Brumbar also transitions pretty well into dealing with tanks. The damage isn't great because of the slow rate of fire, but it's a pretty high chance to get the stun, and then that will, combined with the Stug's stun on the Vet 1 and the Elephant when they're just long range and power, it can synergize very well. And again, it's not like there's a problem with the cost, but SturmTigerGiap's going for a sniper. That's an interesting choice.
yeah, very, very surprising. In fact, I mean, he does have a lot of manpower, so like moving in a sniper aggressively. Don't lose that conscript squad.
Yeah, Grenadiers will wipe it, I think. No,
Oh
they
no,
don't.
it survives.
Lucky, indeed. The sniper, yeah, look, it's going to be good in the middle,
Yeah.
but it won't be good in the top or the bottom, unless he leaves it on one of those points.
I think he's going for the decrease on the Zizzes as well.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a pretty major thing. Especially if you can snipe one of the guys on the gun.
But if you want to decrease Zisses, go for a Panzerwerfer.
Yeah.
That's a better choice, I believe, especially because of the fuel isn't an issue. We're pretty much on a full pop cap once again. Only 2 squads of Grens and 2 Pyos and Sniper and Mortar. So not really a lot of infantry. Maybe even P-Grens so we can deal with the cons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky. But again, the VPs are so low that Giap can just hold out. Bombing Strike is available, so he can use that one to take out the Vet 3 Zis.
It would be a bit nice. It'd be the way to go.
And what he can do is drive the P4 into the Zis. So if the Zis has to pack up to dodge it, he will just get killed by the P4. Concept of holding the line best they can against the Grens and the Pyos, but not going to be very effective against that many of them, especially with the mortars firing.
Oh, here comes it.
But yeah, there's Bombing
Bombing
Strike.
strike.
Where are we going?
Wait.
Maybe on the mortar even? The bottom VP perhaps? I'm not really sure where it's going.
Yeah, it must be the bottom movie, I think. I hear it.
Oh no, it was middle. It was the middle.
Middle, was it? Okay, yep.
We didn't kill anything.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it, like where it was actually ended up going. No, it must have been middle, I'm assuming. Must have been somewhere.
I don't know actually. Was it go to the tanks? Was it onto one of the tanks of Con?
No, both the Shermans are still alive, yeah.
I think he was probably onto the Zis, but it backed away.
I think so, yeah. The Zip did back away quite well, and he ran away from that one. Does probably increase vision. Will it finally find the Stug? It does not.
See, it's driving into the sniper, though. The sniper's going to have an excellent time now against the Zis. Yeah. That's probably all the sniper can really do. He's going to barrage it, though. Will he barrage it?
A single shot will kill it.
Oh, no!
Oh,
he gets it! It overshot, I think. Or maybe he aimed it.
That's lucky.
Yeah.
Normally the first Zis shot is very accurate. But yeah, it's the best way to deal with snipers.
See, every shot is aiming where he is going where he aimed it, apart from that one.
Yeah.
So that was lucky. And that sniper, again, that's the problem. The Panzerwerfer would have been safer.
Yeah.
The Panzerwerfer, because he can camp it behind the elephant, and there would have been no chance for it to actually get taken out. Because that's
go for another sniper. I
think it's not so much the munitions; it's the time of the pop cap.
Yeah.
It takes a while, and the VPs are actually being held now by Con. He's not bleeding VPs. Yeah. At the bottom here, Molotov will be a pretty big edge. Will win this engagement unless his cons actually walk into the Molotov, which I don't think they are. But now the Grens are back in the Molotov. I'm not really sure. The Pyos...
I'm not sure. Yeah, they're to the side.
The Pyos would have evened it out. But still, the VPs neutralized. Sherman moving into the bottom. Yeah, I think this is... the problem here for Giap is the Colony isn't a good map for an elephant. I think if the elephant was a tiger, he could have used the tiger really aggressively and just sort of start chasing units down. But the elephant, it's not really that good. It's killed like AT-34, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's it. And
but even then, the Tiger could have done that as well. So the Stug play's been working, the P4's been working, but double sniper actually. This is very strange. But I think he really wants to decrew the Zisses, and he will decrew the Zisses. But he's got to be careful of the mortars.
Again, he can throw away manpower to an extent now, but as you were saying, it's the time it takes to build the sniper and get them out there, and then the pop cap where you could be spending on something else. It makes it a bit tough.
Oh, nice.
Oh, we see the Vet 3, the heroic mortar go down to the Shermans. Oh, one
he
more
may
model.
wipe it.
One more model.
He's gonna get it, I reckon.
Dream.
Oh,
the dream.
The mortar wipes it. The Vet 3 mortar has been destroyed. RtN Con must be having a happy time right now, popping on his party hat and his comfy pants, because he's taken out that Vet 3 mortar, and that means that his infantry can just play so much more safely trying to barrage, but he probably will be able to decrew the Zis, and that's a Vet 3 one. He's going to back that away soon. The mortar, will it wipe the snipers? The Stug slows it down. The snipers go for the conscripts and not for the Zis. Killing that Zis would have been game over. Mortar, though, is getting closer and closer to wiping those snipers.
They are indeed. So, yeah, snipers, they may end up paying off here. They're going for the mortar now as well. Take a shot at that one. But yeah, as you were saying, the Vet 3 mortar goes down. I would not be happy if I was SturmTigerGiap.
Because they're going to recrew it, but it won't matter. Oh, Sherman may even wipe that one. Sherman's...
They find the snipers.
Yeah, no, they couldn't go for the chase because of the elephant.
Yeah, the elephant's right here.
So, it does give you good defensive, but it's... Oh, the Sherman, excellent wiping. Again, don't right-click on the points because they group up. Never do that. Hold down the right-click, spread out on a line, and you won't get that burst. The Sherman could have wiped if it chased it with the MGs. It would have definitely killed the Pyos.
I think so. We've got enough for another bombing strike here from SturmTigerGiap. We'll see if anything comes from that. Goes for a mine. Considering the very static play style of SturmTigerGiap, we'll see if that does pay off. He's let the 3 Shermans hit the field pretty much.
Are there really 3 Shermans?
There's really 3 Shermans.
Oh, there is. You're not kidding at all.
I did not lie. There are 3 Shermans on the field now for Connor because he took his fuel back.
One of them's almost Vet 2. P4 at the bottom. Well, it can go either way. Again, this Sherman matchup is doing such good damage though against the Grenadiers. And Stug has reinforced, but that is now leaving the elephant kind of exposed. Sherman will have to back away from this one. May even get caught by this Vet 1's target weak point to stun it. Doesn't penetrate. I don't know if that was the sun though, but regardless, engineers have capped the point. All 3 VPs are held, and actually, not a lot of VPs either for Giap. 150. But these snipers are going to give just such good defensive play in the middle. It will be hard to cap that point against 2 snipers. The mortar though is almost a Vet 2, and with the extra accuracy, we'll be able to wipe those snipers pretty good. Vet 3 is this moving up here.
It's not supported though. I don't really like that.
Yeah, it's risky. But there's no infantry. Like what can he kill the Zis with?
Yeah, that's
snipers?
True.
No. You can't kill. He'll just get barraged.
Yeah, it's only the circle strafe he's got to be careful of with the P4.
Exactly. Oh, he may go for it now.
P4. Set it up. Oh, the P4's low though. He can't go in for that.
Oh, he might get shot. One more shot. Oh! Survived that one. I thought he was going to drive forward behind the hedge. That would have been the smart thing to do. backing off was risky. I'm surprised to survive that one. At the top, what's happening here? Sherman is weak, but it is Vet 2. Conscripts can still repair. Elephant not able to help out because it's in the middle.
I don't like this at all. Why is SturmTigerGiap? He's not playing aggressively with any of his units, like the Elephant, for example. I think there was down the bottom.
Sniper almost got hit.
Almost got hit. Yeah, they backed off just in time.
Yeah, the snipers, I think, is the dead weight. I think the snipers is really throwing this game. If they were Pigrens, they would hold the VPs.
Yeah.
But the problem with the Shermans would be wiping the Pigrens. But you camp one Elephant on the bottom. You camp everything else on the top, and then you're going to have enough AT that did he lose a particle to a mine?
I don't know. Yeah, just down the bottom here.
He did.
And look, finally, will the Stug go? Of course, the Stug won't go down.
Man,
how silly of me.
29 kills on the Stug, but the Sherman may finish it off. Pretty good Stug micro, I gotta say. Pyos can't get the Faust, may even get wiped here. The top VP is held. What's on the top VP for Con?
There's a bit. There's
Sherman,
a
I think it's a Zis as well. Is that a Zis up there? Scroll down a little bit. Scroll down just a little bit.
I see it. Yep. Yeah, okay.
Vet 3
Zis. So 2 Vet 3 Zisses. I mean, look at this though. Look at this build coming out here from SturmTigerGiap.
He's not messing around.
He's not messing around even a little bit. But again, why was this did not happen like 20 minutes ago? I don't really.
Oh, Panzer. Yeah, look, I think the Vet 3 Zisses, because of the extra accuracy, they don't miss. Because of the extra horizontal traverse, they always fire fast. And Vet 3's ready to fire, so they pack a punch. Yeah. If those Zisses were decrewed, you could just ignore them. You could just drive up to them, decrew them, and drive away. But when they're Vet 3, they will have none of that tomfoolery. They will mess around your Stugs. They will tell your Stugs how it is.
Yeah.
They will make them drive away and cry to their mummies. And
I mean, there was a Zis there, and I couldn't deal with it. Yeah, of course you couldn't deal with it. Son, you're a Stug, and the Cons are going to be capping up the point here. Do go through the
Why
Ura
aren't you
for
a
18
Panther
nade.
like your big brother?
Yeah.
Yes, the Ura 18 nade. Stug is destroyed.
All snipers.
Yeah,
they'll fire again soon. Gotta be careful of the mortar though as well.
Look at the VP. 72 VPs for Con. The double.
Yeah, what are you doing?
The snipers. Not good. I mean, maybe even if the Stugs just die, just sacrifice, kill what they can, replace them with Brumba.
Finally, the Elephant moves.
Yeah, that's what we need to see, because now you can camp the top. But the Vet 3 AT gun will actually be pretty good against the Elephant.
Yeah,
it won't always penetrate, but the Elephant won't do much in return.
Where's the support for the Elephant? The Elephant's got to be careful. I mean, the Shermans. I like their penetration. And the Sherman at the top may get caught out here. Con does back it away.
And because he's near the road, it means the Sherman will have Road Krieg.
Oh no, Road Krieg!
Road Krieg!
Road Krieg! And Elephant backs off though.
Yeah, but will he? No, he's
backing into the. That's dangerous.
It's risky.
It might work.
Middle at VP being captured.
Right
the
now.
Pressure is on. Con is actually overtaken.
No!
The Sherman's fighting the flank. Will he get the rear armor? He can't drive through the front. Elephant is facing up against the fence, and now he's on the stone.
He's only going to take 2 shots.
2 shots will destroy the Sherman's Vet 2 as well. The Sherman may fall here, but the VPs are so low. He has sight range on scope. No, he survives.
He survives it just enough there. The bottom VP, it's still ticking in. Finally, SturmTigerGiap goes for the cap. He might lose this. He's on 17 VPs. Will he get the decap down the bottom? He needs this decap, but the Shermans are moving in.
Shermans must have more health than the T-34s. Go.
He retreated.
Wow, he didn't get the cutoff now. The Zis is firing pretty well. Still though decrewing with the Vet 3, but he has no capping power. He can't cap the points. 13 VPs. Bombing strike is available and hasn't been fired just yet. Cons are blowing up in the middle, but they will hold the line. And that's what we need to do, is buy time. Bombing strike is going. Even if he loses the squads, the VP will be neutralized. The tanks aren't aggressive. Uraing and retreating away. Bombing strike nullified. 7 VPs. The bottom, there's just no capping. He can't cap the points. 5 VPs are left.
It's over.
This is game over. Con, with a desperate defense, holds out and will claim the game. SturmTigerGiap, excellent play and unit preservation, but ultimately preservation of the wrong units. Stugs, not effective enough.
No.
They were good. The Stugs were okay, but they couldn't really prevent the caps. They couldn't prevent the infantry.
Given how much fuel he had, he could get anything, literally. Like, Vet 3 skills, yeah, they're great, but get a Suicide one, get a Brumba, Suicide another one, get a Panzerwerfer, get
Yeah.
other things that work better into the
snipers, I think.
work. I mean, 654. He had his choice of any type of veterancy he wanted,
Which is nice.
Yeah, and a single Stug with an elephant would have been fine, like, or a P4 to defend the elephant, or.
But the elephant especially was a big throwaway. If the
so.
elephant was a tiger, or even if the elephant was just two Brumbars, or just a Panzerwerfer and a Panther, like. The elephant, it didn't do enough. It killed a T-34 now and again, but a tiger can also kill a T-34. But the tiger can also get squad wipes. The tiger can chase them down, drive into the base, kill stuff. Panthers can do the same. Brumbars will do the same. Elephants are good, but I wouldn't build them on Kolodny. Maybe against an ISU. I'd probably go elephant, but against T-34s and Shermans,
mobile
not on
like
Kolodny.
No.
On Mink's pocket, yeah, okay, probably. Sure. Langraskaya, yeah, sure. Kolodny, nah. Too many chokes, too many shot blockers, too many lack of chaseability. Not a good map for the elephants. And the snipers, a similar reason. Snipers did not pay off. If they were Grenadiers or Pigrens to hold the line, prevent the decaps, cap the points themselves, not lose the VPs, or if they were just Brumbars and Panzerwerfers. Ostwind's probably not because of the Shermans, but a Brumbar is very strong and would survive. It can stun the Shermans, it can get the wipes, it can 1v1 the Zis's head on.
Yeah. Even the Vet 3 ones, still
fine. It's risky, but it can drive up to a Zis, Budoff, and it can take out 4 members, and then the Stug can get the wipe or whatever. So I think really good micro and preservation from SturmTigerGiap, but it didn't have the right composition.
Yeah.
And I think that was the problem. I mean, RtN Con didn't go for the flanks, but I don't think he could have gone for the flanks.
Yeah, it would have been pretty tough against that much AT. I think that was a major thing there. But Con coming back, that was well played. It was very nice. He played it very, very smart.
He didn't give in. He stuck up with his production, fought over the VPs, and he just won the infantry battles.
Yeah.
That gave him the edge. So that was been a fantastic game.
For sure.
Of Company of Heroes 2. I'm excited. Well done to Con. He went into the grand final versus Cataclaw. I don't know how that's gone, and I hope we'll cast them, but they haven't posted the replay, so maybe not. But anyway, until next time, we are the Generals Gentlemen. Be sure to subscribe and like our Facebook page to follow our content. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.